So, the global logistic industry is undergoing a radical change. We all know that, like all industries. Digital transformation is mandatory to survive in this more and more competitive market. And that's why our next two speakers are going to talk about exactly that, digital transformation compared with logistic, and how can all of that help. Welcome on stage. I'm very happy that you are physically here with me and not in Japan. Bernd Schwenger, CEO at LGI Logistics Group International, and Raimund Menges, Managing Director, Ascon Systems. Pleasure to have you here. The stage is yours, talking about digital transformation and logistics.
Thanks for the invite.
Looking forward.
Thank you very much. It is really my pleasure here to stand here with Bernd Schwenger. We met about 2 years ago, and since then we, LGE and Ascon Systems, we are on a journey together towards digital transformation in logistics. And instead of walking through the slides that we prepared and that you can download, we rather take the chance to have Bernd Schwenger talking, really giving first-hand insights into the challenges and the changes logistics today is facing. Bernd, the stage is yours.
We have a small film that we could run now, and afterwards I jump in and I will also explain why you have a logistics guy on stage on a digital future symposium. Does the film work?
The LGI Logistics Group International designs and implements warehouse logistics solutions, production processes, shipping and transport management, and customer services for clients in several sectors.
Yeah, thanks for the video. I think just a short introduction. I'm very happy that I can be here, and people might ask, why is the logistics person, at a digital symposium? But maybe it explains a little bit with my background. I'm an addicted logistics person because logistics makes the world go around. Logistics makes and connects all the dots across the world. And if something has been visible during the pandemic and the Corona crisis, is that logistics was working. Logistics is connecting digitally the world. A bit about my background. I started my career at HP, formerly known Hewlett-Packard, where I was running all the international business with Europe, Middle East, Africa, before I joined Amazon. And I had the pleasure to work 7 years in Amazon as first director of supply chain and transportation, developing the services, managing the growth, having the experience in a digital company. And the last 3 years in Amazon, I even had the pleasure to be a startup in an Amazon company. So where we started our own last mile company. So I was, as managing director, employee number 1 and had to roll out our own parcel service. That was a great experience before I followed the call of LGI as the CEO of the group. Why LGI, I think, is the question that I get asked most on, why did you go to a logistics company after Amazon? First of all, I learned a lot and so many things about how topics are connected, how tool systems are connected, that it was important for me to transfer that to the logistics world, to a logistics service provider. And I found with LGI, and you've seen a video, a lot of people are mixing up logistics with the forwarding world, but that's not the entire story. Logistics is managing entire demand chain and supply chains. And therefore, LGI is a partner to those customers, is a partner that can develop these end-to-end demand chain solutions. And with the size that we have, we are big enough to find global solutions for big player, big brands, but we're also small enough to develop services. I can tell you a modern logistics service provider has to run the e-commerce, has to run the web pages, has to manage the parcel services, has to provide end-to-end services, be it startup, be it mid-sized companies. They need to focus on their product. We focus on the solution. This is where the logistics world going in this digital transformation. And the other big part is the sustainability. We see that more and more products need to be returned, need to be a value recovery, renewed technology. I think that's a big possibility to gain back the momentum and also put the logistics area not entirely in the green corner, but to provide products that enable growth and solutions in the modern world. But I'm not here today to talk about LGI, but about the digital transformation, and you heard me talking about demand chain. Why do I talk about demand chain and not supply chain? I'm convinced that a lot of the supply chains will disappear in the next years. People that just focus on their product and not on the entire solution. That's a push model that worked for the past. You produce something, you do some marketing, and you deliver it with your kind of logistics. That will change. In a digital world, with the transparency of a digital world, the last one in the chain has the power. And the last one can be the private end customer. It can be a company. It can still be a retailer. But they have the power. They will decide when, how, what they want to get the stuff, how sustainable, with which solution they want to have it. And then these supply chains are turned around in demand chains. And that's very key, because that is one of the big reasons for the digital transformations, because you then need to have individual solutions. For example, if you buy a shirt from your favorite soccer club, you're not just buying the shirt, you want to have it from your favorite player. You want to have it maybe with the name of your daughter, of your son. You want specific stitches on it. You want other remarks on it. You want it customized. You cannot have that produced, with all these variations at the beginning. You need to do it in the last moment, depending on what the end customer wants. And that is then a demand chain. And there are a lot of examples for that one. Something I'm not really working with, but if you look at those garden markets and stuff, do you see them offering prices? No. They're offering now projects. They're offering now solutions. They even interlink you with the electricians, with the gardeners, with the other stuff, because they understand I can only survive if I provide that connected, smart solution for the customer, how they want to have it. These demand chains have a lot of challenges. And these challenges are not only digital challenges, it's overall challenges. But these are, in my view, also huge chances for new business in the digital world. Why do I see that as a chances? For example, the frequency of changes goes up. Half time of solutions is getting down. Something that is the hot stuff of today is scrap of tomorrow. You need to have that constant change. You need to have the mindset. You need to have the people to work on that one. And that is key for us. You need to accept that constant change. Secondly, standard logistics market get disrupted. If you're just providing commodity services like driving from A to B or pallet storage over here, you can find it with an app. There are providers out there that find a solution. You can put the market price in there. You get the number here. That's interrupting. That's killing a lot of standard forwarding companies, because you're now more working with an app in a digital world than you do with the service provider you had years before. Also sustainability. We see that we get more requests, and you need to have a lot of data analyzed, for example, on center of gravity analysis, where customers, instead of finding out where's my optimum production, they're now asking where would be my optimum demand chain if I have the possibility to reduce the kilometers per product. So we now offer, and customers now starting, in the past my product was traveling 187 kilometers. With our analysis, we could reduce to 82. And that is now, in a sustainable world where people more think about the carbon footprint, a huge change towards how you plan it. And we are helping customers, logistics providers, digital logistics providers will help customers to find these solutions and work on that one. Then something that is very obvious, and people expect me to say that as I come, with my Amazon background, customers, companies, they need to go omni-channel. They need to have the direct contact with the end customer, as I said before. So we need to serve all go-to-market models, and all customer wants to have it. In this case, logistics and logistics service providers are a sales enabler, are sales guys. We discuss with the customers how we want to bring it to the market, with which speed, with which services, how you want to tackle the market. And that is key. And that is a big change. And all that happens in the VUCA world. I think we heard a lot of these aspects before. VUCA, the V for VUCA is volatility. We have huge swings. The demand is changing. The variations of the stuff is changing. You need to manage that one. And with all this flexibility and variations, clients, customers, and consumer still expect resilience, stable processes. And here, maybe that's a Bernd Schwenger special. I do not like to talk about processes. I like mechanisms. I want tools to work. And I want tools and processes that work in a circle, that are closing themselves, they're detecting themselves that something is wrong. Don't wait for a person, another system or anything interconnected to react on it. So therefore we need to work on mechanism. The U in VUCA world is uncertainty. You know, you see that in the amount of models, or the automotive industry that undergoes the biggest transformation in history. You know, they need to, you know, offer all kind of engines, and we will see which one will over time win. The C is complexity. And a lot of people in the digital world are afraid, you know, they talk about complication, but complexity is not complication. So complex just means that you need to find the right partner, you need to find the right solution, you need to interlink it. Some things need to work locally, some things need to work globally. Therefore, I think that's a huge potential in the digital transformation. And lately, the A in the VUCA world, ambiguity, you'll see that regularly, that people interpret it differently. In my world, you know, we win a super transportation deal, we are super happy about it, and then my sustainability manager comes and saying, that's not good for the carbon footprint of the company. We need to work something out. So, you know, you have for some good stuff always, you know, a countermeasure or a counter view on it. But what is key, and my message here out, that companies, being big or small, they are working on making their supply chain control their strategic priority. So I'm not claiming that in the past that was not the case, but that is in a digital world absolutely required. They need to manage the supply chain, they need to manage to the end customers. And also we see that now with the semiconductors on stuff, you know, who knows, who ordered, who has the visibility of the stuff. They need to manage. That will change the logistics world, that will change the supply chain world as well. And small and mid-sized companies that maybe cannot afford to have all this digital brimborium and stuff, they will have to find partners. Why digital transformation in logistics and what is being built on? For me, there are 3 pillars. And one of the pillars is the tool set. It's key for the people to have the right tools and choose the right tools. But the tools as such do not help. I think that's a big mistake, that people feel like, oh, I have this new system, I have this new tool, now I'm digital. Yeah, that's not a transformation. You also need to have the skill set. And that takes a lot of effort, you know, training the people, checking, do I have the right people? How can I help them transforming into the digital world? But all that does not work if the 3rd pillar, and that is the hardest one to achieve, pillar number 3, that's the mindset. You need to tell the people, you need to pick them up, you need to over-communicate why you do it. You need to build a storyline, you need to make exactly these examples, that you cannot simply sell a shirt. It needs to be customized, it needs to be individual, and the customer wants to decide how he wants to have it. And that's throughout all supply chains. I can give you 2 million examples. Therefore, it is super important that you work on the mindset. Now, as a logistics company, it is very hard to develop all these digital skills yourself. You know, you can for sure hire people. Therefore, you need to be open to find partners, to find the right partners, to find the people that help you in the digital transformation. And therefore, I'm super happy that today I can also tell you that with Ascon Systems, we found a fantastic partner in the way we are building our digital twin. The digital twin is very complex. So from a tool, I knew these guys can do the tool. I met the people, I know, yeah, they will have the people with the right skill set. But what I like the most in that partnership is that they are helping with the mindset. That they're helping to transferring the mindset, that we do it for something good, that we can build together a storyline for logistics, that a digital transformation is required. The digital twin allows in real time to have a multi-customer site with very complex, you know, big customers, small customers, startup, different machines over healthcare, electronics, automotive. But at the end, there's still one goal, to deliver a perfect service to the customer. And no warehouse management system, and we have various of them in these multi-customer sites, can interlink that much. No operations manager can handle that complexity anymore. So we developed a system that can handle that one. And that is replicable. That is something we can build on, we can scalable. And at the moment, we do not even know the full potential of it. We are still in the test. We undergo changes. I think we partially fail together, but we also develop new ideas. And that's what I want. And that also gives a new strive in the logistics world for digital transformation. I hope with that I could a bit convince you about where we're going in the logistics, why the digital transformation is so key, and why you need to choose the right partners for that.
Thank you so much, Bernd, for this insight, and thank you even more for trusting in Ascon Systems and in our game-changing technology. We are really proud that we are able to work with you as a leader in logistics, and really proud to help you really delivering perfect services. So, and of course, we look forward to changing logistics really together with you and pushing digital transformation in this important business. So thanks a lot for this explanations.
Thank you.
So thanks a lot, Bernd Raimund, for all these insights. We still have a couple of minutes left for a tiny little Q&A. Unfortunately, I just received one little question. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, please keep going on posting us questions for Bernd and Raimund. Again, if you just switched in and tuned in for the presentation of the two of them, unfortunately, we had a tiny little technical issue with Japan, so we had to switch both presentations. But again, all of this, what is happening here on stage today and tomorrow, is recorded and will be made available for you on demand from next week on. So if you just tuned in for the both of them, feel free to come back next week or the days after or the weeks after, because the whole platform is available till the end of June. So you have plenty of time to rewatch what both of them were saying. So, but now, one question, but this is actually a good one, because when I think about logistics, I don't think about sustainability, right? And that is the same question. Logistics and sustainability, a contradiction? What do you think?
No, absolutely not. I think logistics is connecting the world and and all the dots in there that goes towards the customer, but always and also backwards. So I can give you one concrete example is, for example, the area of value recovery. What happens with all those products? They cannot all end up in the desert in Africa. Somebody needs to take them out. Somebody needs to rework them. Somebody needs to make the data management. In the moment, all digital machines, they have some data on it. It's just getting a printer back. You need to check the last print task could still be on the printer. You need to take the data out. And that allows you to bring that printer to a second life. Rework laptops. Laptops from big companies that are returned after 2 years are in some other countries. And, so you need to refurbish them, you need to work in it, you can sell it, and you can offer that service. And that happens for a lot of other machines. So in this case, logistics can, in the backwards supply chain, play a big role for sustainability. And my other example before, if the focus of these supply chains and customers is changing towards a carbon neutral delivery or carbon reduced delivery, they will put logistics and supply chain a higher priority rather than where do I produce and do I get a cheaper price somewhere else on the world versus where do I have to have the inventory and what is the last mile delivery. And that all to the good stuff we have seen before on hydrogen airplanes and all the super cool stuff that will come to logistics as well.
Yeah,
but that is something
absolutely.
I, as a logistics guy, can not develop myself.
I see the big smile on your face about everything that's coming up. Bernd Raimund, thank you very much for joining us today. And I have